What do you foresee is going to happen in the next 5-10 years as far as weather warfare and geoengineering events go? Do you predict anything?
If only we have that long, and we don't. And I want everybody can quote me on that. I'm not asking them to believe me. I'm asking them to look at statistical, mathematical trajectories. We're the proverbial car, the human race in this car going 100 miles an hour, 10 feet from impact. You can put the brakes on all you want. We are going to hit. Let me back that up with statistics. We have a species extinction rate right now that's 15,000 times normal. 15,000 times. That's 1.5% of quote normal. There's nothing normal about that. Insect population down around the globe, 80 to 90%. That's aquatic and terrestrial. Global pelagic fish populations, the food fish in the oceans, down 90+% right now.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Plankton populations in the Atlantic, based on recent peer-reviewed study, down 90%. No plankton, no people. That's the largest oxygen producer is plankton. We see global atmospheric oxygen content is plummeting right now. We're seeing wildlife die off. We've lost 70+% of Earth's wildlife populations in the last 40 years alone. That trajectory is increasing. The rate of die-off is increasing. We face a statistical 0 hour for no functional wildlife populations somewhere near the end of 2026. No habitat, no people. And that doesn't mean there's not a single animal left on the planet. It means there's no functional populations, which means they're functionally extinct. Ecosystems are crashing all over the globe. And again, I'm not blaming it all on climate engineering. We've been very poor stewards, but climate engineering is the single most destructive human activity on the planet at this moment.
So sadly, you think that even those who have had children in the last couple of years, those children may not grow up to be adults in this earth as it stands right now?
I'm saying statistically, mathematically, sort of some outside intervention from some source we don't know. That is a very, very bitter pill to swallow. But I'm talking about statistics right now. And again, we have 37 countries right now, 37, that are descending into chaos because there's not enough to eat. And these ecosystems are crashing by the day. And we have ubiquitously contaminated the entire planet. This is peer-reviewed studies, not my opinion. Nothing I'm stating is my opinion.
Yeah.
It's backed up by hard science. We have peer-reviewed study to prove that there is not an uncontaminated drop of rain on the entire planet right now. And not just with any element, not just with toxic climate-emitting elements, but also with PFAS forever chemicals. From the North Pole, the South Pole, top of Mount Everest, everything contaminated. And that is building up in our food sources, our waters. In fact, we have a peer-reviewed study recently from fish, wild-caught fish in the U.S., 500 different locations. Eating one wild-caught fish is equivalent to drinking a month's worth of toxic water. Think about that.
Wow. No more fish on my menu, I guess.
I would think twice about it. And farm salmon, for example, farm salmon is considered one of the most, if not the most toxic foods you can eat, period.
Wow.
So, we are on a very dark trajectory, and those in power are doing everything they can to feed the normalcy bias, to divide us all with political theater. Whatever side of the fence you're on, they try to divide and distract that side with various outrageous things. And that's worked very well. Unfortunately, people don't even see the oncoming train. I would equate that, if I can give another metaphor, to the human race being the population in a car sitting on the railroad tracks, train coming right at them, horn blaring, lights flashing, and they're trying to decide what radio station they want to put on. You know?
Wow.
That's what it's like.
Exactly what it's like. It's a great metaphor. That's so scary. It's so frightening, and they don't even see what's coming. But let me ask you this, and of course, we're only speculating here. You're not in the mind of one of these elites like Klaus Schwab or someone that's actually, the elites that are creating this climate change agenda or this geoengineering that's speeding up the process of the destruction of our planet. But they're going to have to live on this planet too, right? Or, is there a secret plan for them to leave the planet? Because aren't they? That's like crashing the car that they're driving, or crashing
they're called
the plane
doomers.
that they're in. Also, how are they
don't
going to
care.
be scathed from this? How are they going to not be? How are they going to be protected from this that they're crashing as well? And of course, we're only speculating here.
No, it's a very, very important core question. First, if you compare the global elite to a cancer, that's only intent is to proliferate without consideration of the consequences. The same as a cancer does in the human body, it proliferates until the host dies, and that's similar. And their craving for power is insatiable. They won't let it go, no matter what. They are planning to go underground. We know that with certainty. What's called the DUM, a deep underground military base. We actually contacted some of the long-term food storage suppliers that took some of their products off retail for an extended time because they were supplying underground military bases. That's where they're planning on going. How long can they live there on the current trajectory? If certain factors play out, we're on track to what's known as Venus syndrome. As you ignite all these nuclear plants, we have 440 around the globe, all of which will go into meltdown once society collapses, because it takes 2 to 3 decades to cold shut down. That ionizing radiation will enter the atmosphere and strip away the atmospheric layers, literally turning our planet into a sister of Venus. That's the trajectory we're on. So they will not live through that either. And I would argue at this point, the global controller is like a headless, heartless, soulless cancer that can't even truly comprehend its actions and the consequences to its actions, even to itself. So we're dealing with an out-of-control train here at this point, even for them. And we have a population that's hopelessly out to lunch. Deanna, I would argue we're between the hammer and the anvil, a clinically insane power structure and a population that is completely asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, yeah. And we know that there's hundreds of these DUMs, these underground facilities, right, all over the country and all over the world, right?
Yes.
And that's where they're planning on going to.
And to those that are truly awake and aware and are striving to bring this issue to light, I have the deepest respect for those that have shown the courage to face this gathering storm, no matter how dark the horizon.